Welcome to Creatively Exposed, a conversation for creatives, introverts, sapiosexuals, and all of the people entertained and who love us. I am Liz Flo, the podcast host, poet, writer, and overall Afro-Caribbean Latina creative. I know that is a mouthful, but welcome to the show. Welcome to Creatively Exposed, and I am back for another episode with you all. And I wanted to just, give a short in-between episode, a micro episode of sorts, and discuss legacy. Legacy has been on my mind. And I'm thinking, what legacy would I like to leave behind? And as this decade comes to an end, I'm thinking, what can I do today for what I would like to be known for tomorrow? And I think it all begins with the growth that I have incurred. And when I say growth, it's not this like beautiful, all rainbow, majestic thing, right? But how do we use all of the things learned to begin thriving? And what is thriving, And so this Monday actually is 11/11. And if you don't know me by now, I am into all kinds of things. And it's like this kind of feeling like a new year. And so as this day comes and we are going through our day-to-day mundane things, I say take a time to really think about, meditate, write down, what do you want to manifest, create, and have come to life? Think of all of the things that the last 10 years have taught you, and are you going to continue, or are you going to let what no longer needs to be burn off the edges, just die off and let it go? I was reading or listening to something where it was like you're packing a suitcase and you're going on a trip. And it's basically the trip for the rest of your life. Or at least like the next, decade or so. What do you want to see come to fruition, and what do you no longer want to keep going through? I think in my case, as in my creative space, I have taken this last decade to go through all of the things that have led me to my book, has taught me to get on stage. I've only been on stage for about 5 years, and I'm still reciting. It's not, from memory like I've seen others, and that's probably me just comparing and saying, hey, they're better or what have you. But like, what is my why? Has my why changed? I think that I've had many views, ideas, and visions of where I want to be, but always thought possible. And whatever is possible is what you can think of. With the thought comes creation, which is why we're all creatives in our own way. So that was just a thought of keep in mind Monday, today, what vibe do you want to feel for the next decade? What vibe are you? And how can you elevate it? Because the only person preventing the dream, the goal, whatever vision we have is us. I think that I've waited to have resources to do things. I've waited to be ready. I've waited for things to be just right, but like legit, things become just right as soon as you start. And it could be with $1, it could be with $0, but just begin and see where it goes. And worst case scenario, it like burns and crashes, but like through that fire, you still are reborn into something new. And you're like, all right, maybe this didn't work out, but next time I know what not to do. And so, what legacy are you trying to create for yourself? Even if it's by your own self or one other person or whoever you touched. Yeah, that's really all I have for you this week. I'll also be reviewing a book that I recently listened to that I'm on the second series. And I just wanted a little breather in between for preparation of a dope conversation that I had with a local poet called Real Proper Like. And stay tuned. But there is a 11/11 portal on Monday. I'm recording this on Sunday. Looking out my window, these ducks are having the time of their life. And then Tuesday is followed by the full moon in Taurus. So, like, be the spell, like, be the magic that you want to see. Let self-doubt take a back seat and just, like, write down, go wide, go big, and put, like, the most, I don't know, whatever you think might be, like, untouchable and ridiculous, but you really wish that you could be that, get that, be that thing. Because a wish is basically a dream without plans. So we could start with the wish and then start breaking it down and seeing, hey, maybe I can do one step a day, a month, quarterly, whatever, and work towards that. Because there's not one thing that can be everything. Be it maybe you have a job that's not fully fulfilling. Create something that is. Even if it's only 30 minutes a day. I began NaNoWriMo. I haven't been doing great with that because I was traveling. And funny thing is, while I was traveling, I was able to get like 1,800 words in. But I think the overall thought process behind NaNoWriMo and Podmo is finding time to dedicate to your craft, what excites you, what fulfills you. And if you haven't been feeling excited about anything, I do recommend checking my previous episode about the sacral chakra, because that's like your fire center, your passion center, where you create. And maybe you might learn something that will help you. So manifest Monday, turn up on Tuesday with the full moon. I'm sure it will bring indulgent feelings. I say indulge in your dreams. Indulge in the plans and be stubborn with these dreams, these majestic thoughts that you've had. Put them on paper. I don't know, do a vision board. just envision what it feels like in your body and go from there. I'm definitely going to do an episode probably in December to discuss manifestation for, getting ready for the new decade, the new year, and the level up that you may have been feeling consciously or subconsciously. So Anchor and I have been kicking it for as long as Creatively Exposed has been alive, which September. And I am amazed at how easy it is to record an episode, edit an episode when on the go, either on my phone or in my laptop. And I'm getting paid for it. I get this sponsorship and I don't need to have, a huge listenership, which is pretty dope for the beginning. And it's free, y'all. So if you've been waiting to be heard on all of the sound waves, Apple, Google, etc., then this is your time. Get started on the Anchor app or online at anchor.fm and start that podcast today. So I want to tell you about the glass spare. I think I'm still waiting for the second series. And The Glass Spare by Lauren DiStefano. It's like a old, like when there was kings and queens kind of time version of X-Men, sort of. But then you get to this point where things get real wild and she realizes of course, the main character is, let me just go all the way back, right? So The Glass Spare is like a colonial time X-Men if it was just like one person, like one main character, right? And she learns her power through like a life or death situation, and it's creepily dope, and it's a blessing and a curse. Everything with powers and these majestic journeys that books tend to take us on, there's always a positive and a negative, right? And hers takes her on this like whirlwind where she leaves where she's from to end up coming back full circle in order to match her new destiny, I'll say. But like there's this crazy part where her power and another power link together, and this like wizard warlock kind of dude explains a situation, I'm trying not to give it away, where the link is based on this power, like these power sources. And I thought it was so fascinating how love comes to be, and it's still this blessing and curse, but it like becomes duplicated. I absolutely love the character relationships between everyone. The relationships, there's like verbal, non-verbal communication, and it gives more richness to the story. I'm going to read the book description on Goodreads. My Goodreads is popping, just so you know. Like if you're in a fantasy and YA and different kinds of books, I have like a whole list of stuff that I've been able to listen to and read. So